Hey, sleep deprived, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to do another album review of the latest Olivia Rodrigo album, Sour. So, Olivia Rodrigo is an 18-year-old Filipino American, and this is her debut album, Sour. I think she used to be in High School Musical, but she's only 18 years old. And isn't High School Musical like 11 or 12 years ago. Speaking of age, uh, damn, this is one of the rare moments in my YouTube channel where I have to review something that's made by someone who's younger than me. And this time it's Olivia Rodrigo, who is about half a year younger than me, and now we're both 18 years old. But she's so much more successful than me, so I'm a loser. But anyways, let's talk about her debut album, Sour. Anyways, Olivia Rodrigo released Driver's License not too long ago, and the song gained overnight epic viral sensation fame. And she also received quite a bit of backlash and bullying from other people, which I totally disagree with. I think Olivia Rodrigo, being a teenager and still ending up releasing an album this successful, is an impressive feat, and I'm happy for her. But I have to admit, this album is not that great. It's not terrible, but it's not that great. Aside from the first track, the rest of the album is basically one radio-friendly pop song after another, heavily inspired by Lorde, Billie Eilish, and Taylor Swift. She really wears her influences on her sleeves, and the production is not that bad. It's actually okay, you know? But one aspect about this album that bothers me is the lyrics. Now, the lyrics, they're not the worst, but Olivia Rodrigo, aside from the first song, every single song on this album basically is about the same thing, and that is essentially Olivia Rodrigo, or the protagonist of this album, is jealous of another person because she broke up with a guy and the guy's with another person now, so she's jealous. And that's basically the whole album. Like, don't you have anything better to talk about? I mean, sure, relationship problems, jealousy, and all that stuff, and all that jazz. Sure, you can make a few songs about that, but an entire album full of songs about this, lyrically, conceptually, this album is, it goes in circles. And I know she's only probably 17 years old when she wrote these songs, but still, I know tons of people who are 17 years old or even younger who have so much more to say about the world, the society, the people, human nature, politics, the meaning of life, the meaning of death, all kinds of edgy, quirky shit. I also say all kinds of that stuff in my Thoughts Update videos, so I wouldn't think that age would be a problem when it comes to writing lyrics. So anyways, we have the album opener Brutal, which is a standout track on the album. Maybe it's because of the first track, but actually, this is a hard rock opening track with blaring guitars, loud drums, and wild vocals. It's a really fun and playful album opener, and we have lyrics talking about how Olivia Rodrigo feels the stress from all the fame and the pressure from all the songwriting and other stuff that she's doing, feeling like the world is a very brutal place. And it is a very strong album opener that lasts a really strong impression. And we also have other tracks that I would like to talk about. Driver's License, the big lead up single to the album. It's an emotional, dramatic anthem with simple pianos and hand claps and a very dramatic chorus. And while I don't think this song is that great or anything, at least as far as modern mainstream pop music goes, this is one of the better sounding pop songs. And I think the vocals While they're typical sounding, they're not bad, not at all. We also have the track Deja Vu, which I actually kind of like as well. The instrumentals are very low key during the verses, and then in the chorus, it does a beat drop, and then we get these really warm, distorted keyboards and these driving drums, and it's emotional, it's driving, it's sweet, and it's memorable as well, and definitely one of the better pop songs I've heard this year. But that's as far as the highlight goes on this album. The rest of the album is pretty much a bunch of radio friendly pop songs. We have the second track, Traitor, which is a really Billie Eilish esque song about feeling betrayed because the guy who you used to like broke up with you and then ended up with another person. Now you're like, wow, I've been betrayed. I've been backstabbed. And yeah, that's basically the whole song. And then we have One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, which is a sweet little minimal piano piece. And it's so quaint and so brief, it's not memorable at all. Then we have the track Good For You, which is another track that dabbles a little bit into hard rock with more rebellious punk flavors, which I really like. But that being said, the chords and the melodies are still rather typical and average, and there's also a lot of Taylor Swift influence on this track. I don't know why, but I hear a lot of Taylor Swift on this track, and it's not a bad thing. But still, Olivia Rodrigo has yet to develop her own style, and I look forward to that, I guess. Next up, we have your track Enough For You, which is an acoustic guitar ballad, and we have lyrics once again about how I've done all these things, I've read all your self help books, but yet I'm not good enough for you. You left me for this other person. Why? Why am I not good enough for you? And why is that other person enough for you? And then we have the track Happier, which is another dramatic piano ballad about how she wishes the person who left her is in a happier place now. Happier. And then we have the track Jealousy, Jealousy, which instrumentally is one of the more special tracks on the album, where we get these bouncy pianos and distorted guitars. Again, not bad. The production, not bad. But again, given that the song is called Jealousy, Jealousy, it's basically Olivia Rodrigo singing about how jealous she is when she realized that a guy left her for another girl. Again. And the album ends off with two pretty quiet songs. We have Favorite Crime, which is another acoustic guitar ballad that's really radio friendly, nothing all that crazy, kind of typical. And lyrically, Olivia Rodrigo once again sings about a guy leaving her, breaking up with her, and she describes it as if the guy straight up killed her and his hands are bloody and she's like singing from the dead or something. And then we have the album ending, Hope You're Okay, which is a low-key song that sort of builds up to a bit of a climax towards the end. And while this song, melodically, instrumentally, nothing all that crazy, what I appreciate about this song is that Olivia Rodrigo actually did something on this album that 21 Pilots nor St. Vincent achieved in their latest albums, and that is to have a conclusive ending. The last track is Hope You're Okay, and Olivia Rodrigo seems to be more genuine on this track, where she expresses how she hopes that the guy is okay, or whoever she's talking about is okay in their new lives. And it shows almost an arc where at first Olivia Rodrigo is like, man, I've been betrayed, I'm super jealous, and then at the end she's like, you know what, I hope you're okay. And that's a good conclusive ending to the album. Conceptually, thematically, it ties things up very nicely, and I like that. Still, that being said, this album is still packed with radio-friendly pop songs. That's kind of average, kind of typical. The vocals are kind of okay. The lyrics are this almost the same on every single track. And I'm looking forward to her next album. I really hope that Olivia would find her style. But yeah, this album kinda mediocre. Favorite track here is Brutal. Least favorite, or actually Deja Vu. And my least favorite is Enough for You, probably. I'm giving Olivia Rodrigo Sour a 5 out of 10. So, have you listened to the latest Olivia Rodrigo album, running from 1 to 10? How much would you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. I'm so sleepy. Oh my god.